With conflict again in Europe, military spending has become a hot political debate across the continent and has placed the quality and capabilities of Europe's armed forces at the forefront of foreign policy. Here in Germany, for instance, they've just reaffirmed that Berlin will next year meet NATO's 2% of GDP spending on defense for what German Chancellor Olaf Scholz says will be the first time in decades. And while critics argue that that money should be used to rebuild post-COVID economies and those fighting with rising inflations, which here in Germany hit double digits last year, many governments also fear that the conflict in Ukraine could spill over borders and across the continent, arguing that therefore NATO's alliance needs to be adequately prepared to defend all 31 member countries.
Ordinary people in Hungary are hurting from the credit crisis as inflation has increased the price of basic essentials such as food and energy after a very hard winter. The energy crisis depleted the savings of many Europeans. Now, governments know they only work when they have the support of their voters. But in times when things are tough, it makes sense to prioritize on those who need it the most.
The World Health Organization's constitution says that the highest attainable standard of health is a fundamental human right of every human being. But in recent years, due to the coronavirus pandemic and aging populations, that ideal has come under strain here in Europe. Doctors here in Italy say that their workload is now unbearable and they want the government to pay them more and hire thousands more staff.
There is no debate in the world of science that climate change is the biggest challenge faced by the human race. For a very long time, it has been considered as tomorrow's problem. But its impacts are being seen and felt almost every day now, especially in Europe, which is warming at twice the global average and already experiencing record-breaking temperatures, droughts and floods. An enormous diversion of resources will be needed by governments towards green policies in the next few years. Greta Thunberg expressed the urgency of the issue like this.